Hey, what's up everybody? YetinopeTV here. After a bit of a hiatus this weekend, I ended up getting a little bit sick this weekend, actually quite sick. And then also today's my birthday, so things have just been pretty busy. But this is the final week of this season in Pokemon Go. So, we are going to start a bit of a posting marathon, starting off with our final upload into Ultra League this season with the newly built Shadow Sneasler, the newly built Shadow Sandslash, and then the mainstay Ultra League player, Shiny Shadow Ho-Oh. These were some insane battles, landing some absolute nukes with this team. So let's see what we get up to, and let's see how our elo looks. Overall, I think our elo's been on a pretty big climb this week, but we'll see how it plays out. Tricky lead to start off with. Clefable into our Shadow Sneasler. Not great, but also not horrible. And I don't know if they built up all the way. Yeah, they didn't build up all the way. But oh my god, did that Meteor Mash hurt. So I'm just going to throw the heavier hitting close combat. It pulls a shield, actually. One thing that I noticed is that Sneasler pulled a lot of shields from fairy types. I don't know if they were just fearful of a potential poison type move, but I'll take it. That would have done maybe like 40% anyway. So would have done good damage, but not great. And then in comes this Water Dragon Kingdra. And they no-shield the Brave Bird coming in from our Ho-Oh. So I'm going to shield this Octazooka and then hot swap into our Sandslash, get a quick Sand Attack farm down, and then in comes this Clefable in the back. Let's see what we want to do here. Now I know that this is just a Meteor Mash. I might not respect it, but let's see. I do respect it. And then in comes a Moon Blast. Okay, so it was the nuke move. This is a double nuke Clefable, but we've now got this Scorching Sands coming in that will either threaten big damage or get a debuff or get a shield. It did all two of those things, I guess. And then in comes a Palkia. So, oh my god, let's see if we can play out of this. If the opponent no-shields it, that would be brutal. But they don't no-shield it. And now we've got to get to this Night Slash. But we need more damage than what this Night Slash is going to do, I think. So I think this might actually be a loss. Yeah, we did not do enough damage. But they would have outpaced us to a Scorching Sand. So maybe we could have gone for a catch. But I don't know if we would have survived that fast move damage long enough to get to a move. So very tricky backline team comp with the two Water Dragon types. So starting off this video with a loss. Oh, and I guess that was like this is an out of order battle, but that was still a positive set. So again, I'll take it. Free Totodile, always great. The starters are huge assets to have on any team. As you guys have seen in one of my videos, I've got a really good Shadow for Alligator, but I kind of bullied a little bit because I think it's a little bit too meta relevant. So I don't want to lean on that meta relevant Pokemon too much. Interesting Pokemon here with this Heliolisk. I'm going to build up, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. They do not overfarm, so I sneak in a free Shadow Claw. I can live this, I believe. It's not a Parabolic Charge. And then they come in with a Typhlosion. We throw this Close Combat. I don't think it's going to one-shot. Yeah, it's not a Shadow Typhlosion, so it doesn't one-shot. But now we can come in and fully farm down with this Ho-Oh. And because we didn't switch out, we are not switch-locked. So if they bring back in their Heliolisk, we're going to instantly get out of here and start building up some massive damage. But they come in with a freaking Drapion, which is not horrible for us. We can live this Aqua Tail that comes in, but I was really hoping that they'd come in with that, what's it called, Heliolisk. And they do come with the Heliolisk here, maybe trying to just catch this move and just throw this whole Pokemon away. Let's see what the opponent does, and they do. We undercharge it, get a little bit more energy, which is great for us. And now let's see what we want to do here. We've got to start shielding something, so let's see what we do. Yep, we do shield this, and then probably going to start trying to bait here if possible, but maybe not. Yep, we're going for the bait, and then if we can maybe outpace another Night Slash, that would be awesome. But let's see how this plays out. Gonna hop swap out. I know that I can live one move, so I'm like, well, I guess we have to let this go, right? But I know we can live this Aqua Tail. Maybe go for Sacred Fire. Not going to go for the Sacred Fire. Going to go for the Brave Bird. Maybe give us a chance to outpace, but the opponent has so much energy. Let's see how this plays out. And then, nope, not gonna pan out. They're gonna throw their move, and then now they're getting to be a little bit low. So this might start approaching Night Slash range, especially after these Sand Attacks. Let's see if it goes. Throwing the Night Slash now. This is our last hope. It doesn't KO. They're in one Sand Attack range, but the one Sand Attack doesn't KO before they get the move. So maybe they get damage registration error. I'm not too sure. But that was such a close game with some crazy Pokemon on that opponent's team. I think we could have gotten that win if we got that final Sand Attack down. Maybe they had 2 HP. Maybe I was just mistaken. But Oh my god, in the moment I felt like I got robbed. Into this next battle. Interesting lead again. I think this is like the bottom of our elo that we have so far coming this week. So this is a Nidoqueen coming into our Sneasler. We're going to build up. They didn't even build up to an Earth Power, I don't believe, so I know that I can tank that. And then you're going to throw this Air Slash. Might pull a shield even. And then let's see what the opponent wants to do. Yeah, it does pull a shield, so I'm going to build up, hoping for a CMP tie there, but it's not quite a CMP tie. Gonna throw this aerial ace, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. They double shield, so maybe this is like an RPS alignment-based team. We get to the third aerial ace, so that is huge for us. And now, we can come in and start building up some huge farm on our Sandslash. So, might want to respect the Earth Power here, but in hindsight, I don't think the Earth Power would have threatened all that much, so I should have just oh, I do no shield. Okay, sweet. And they bait with the Poison Fang. That is incredible. Now I'm going to respect the Earth Power, because we're debuffed, and this could be an Earth Power, but the opponent just loves their debuffing Pokemon, I guess, and they go for another debuff. And then in comes a Giratina. Originally, when I built this Sandslash, catching the Dragon Claw, which is huge, because this Pokemon could have Ancient Power, and that would threaten our Ho-Oh a ton. So catching that Dragon Claw is great for us, because we know that that's safe damage we can tank. But then in comes a Tentacruel, but they don't build up to a Scald, so I know that I can survive that. And then we get to this Brave Bird, and then I don't know if we'll get to this second Brave Bird, but this is going to do huge damage to them. No, we don't live it. That's so brutal. And then we don't get the farm down. That's even worse. But I know, again, this isn't a Scald, so I'm no shielding it. It's an Acid Spray, but now we're double debuffed into this final matchup, and they've got a huge, bulky beast of Giratina, but we have an insurmountable amount of energy. So there's the first Night Slash, and then here's the second Night Slash, and then rapidly after that is going to be another Night Slash coming in for the KO on this Pokemon with this opponent's team that was just completely centered around debuffs. But we were able to call all that poison type damage correctly and not give up our shields too early and force that opponent to try and go for a farm down there. And I will take that. That was a bit of a cheesy team from the opponent where it was just ton of bulk and all debuffs. But with our spicy team and our spicy moves, we were able to come through it on top, and I will take that for sure. And then into this next battle, we've got Sneasler into a Como-O. Oh my god, this Pokemon is always so tricky to deal with, but I like where it is on our Sneasler because we have this potentially super effective damage coming with the Aerial Ace. Let's see if the opponent expects it. They might just give us a shield in general because they can see, oh, they don't give us the shield. Oh my god, that's such big damage. That is huge. And then now we can shield this and probably farm all the way down. And then force switch advantage, come out with energy, and threaten whatever comes in back, potentially. Let's see what they have. And it is the Typhlosion. I didn't want to risk damage registration error, so I only throw one Shadow Claw. But now we're threatening huge damage. It doesn't even KO us, which is horrible because now they get an additional Incinerate through, even though we were double debuffed. And then in comes a Feraligatr, so this is horrible for us. But let's see if we can play out of this. That Typhlosion also was 2 Incinerates, so they are a huge threat to our Pokemon because that Blast Burn would threaten massive damage. We can get to this Brave Bird. We might actually give a shield here. No, we're not going to give a shield. We live this. That's insane. On 1 HP, Ho-Oh tanks a super effective Stab Hydro Cannon from this Feraligatr. I tried to go for an Undercharge, and then the opponent throws. They should have farmed down. I don't know what they were thinking. This must have been a misclick. And they threw a Blast Burn. I don't know what they were doing, but that definitely gives us a chance to win this game. We can outpace, get to the Scorching Sands before they get to their next Blast Burn. They would have needed 2 anyways because we have a shield left because we have the bulky beast Shiny Shadow Ho-Oh living that super effective Hydro Cannon on 1 HP to land the Brave Bird. That was insane. I will take that. That was an incredible battle. Ho-Oh really carrying the team on that with that survive right there. And then into the next battle, yeah, I can't really see. Yeah, we're 2140 around Elo, so not too bad. But again, we've been climbing this week, so we'll see some higher Elo battles as we get throughout the week. Another Clefable lead, but we'll see here too. These Pokemon always love the shield. I'm going to build up CMP tied to the potential Moonblast, and then let's see what the opponent wants to do. Nope, they didn't respect it. They didn't shield us here, so I might not give them a shield, but this is a glass Pokemon, so I probably will. But they do bait us, which is horrible, but I know that I can at least just pull a shield, but they don't build up all the way, so I know that this is just a Swift. So now we're going to keep farming, try to get to a CMP tie at some point, and This is not a CMP tie. That's brutal. So this opponent is just farming to the moon with this Pokemon, throwing Swifts only. But we get to a second Aerial Ace, and now it's a CMP tie. So they're wasting some energy, and they're going to have to give us 2 shields if they want to keep this Pokemon alive. And they do, which is amazing. So this opponent playing this lead matchup a little bit interesting, but I will take that. Now we've cleared the way for Ho-Oh to come in here and sweep, or Sandslash, regardless, or depending on what the opponent has in back. And then again, throwing Swifts. This Clefable is just ripping off moves left and right. They do not get to another one. I will take that. More health for our Ho-Oh to keep. And then in comes the Greninja. But I've got a Brave Bird, so we can just take this Greninja out of the game. And now they've got a Drapion in back. So I'm going to come in, get to this Scorching Sands with our Sandslash. If we shield, but we don't even need to shield. We can at least live one move. And then cannot live a second, though, so we've got to get to this move, win CMP tie, and then in comes this Scorching Sands to KO this Drapion. So getting those 2 shields off with that lead matchup in Clefable absolutely paved the way for our backline to come in and clutch this game out. I will take that. Sneasler, such a hard-hitting Pokemon that a lot of opponents respected, but that Clefable didn't necessarily need to respect those Aerial Aces. I don't know, maybe they were just fearing like a Sludge Bomb coming in or something. I don't even know if Sneasler can learn Sludge Bomb. I don't think it can, but I might be wrong, honestly. I knew that I wanted to run Aerial Ace because I needed that neutral coverage on Giratina and the Water Fairies that are in the meta right now, because the Water Fairies are a huge, huge threat to this team. Interesting lead here. They actually double super effective my Pokemon with these Psychic Fangs, so I have to respect the damage here with Shield. And then hopefully either just pull a Shield back or play out of it. I think they are running Dragon Tail, which is also worse for our Sandslash matchup in the back. It's always annoying how you've got like a 50-50 chance of what move they're going to run. But we get to the second close combat. So now it's either going to be, again, a 2 shield pull or we get the KO. And they give us both shields, go for the farm down. But we've got this incredible, incredible matchup into the Sandslash. Again, could be better, right, if they had Psychic Fangs. They're going to throw, or had Thunder Fang. They're going to throw the Psychic Fangs, but I know that I should be able to live this because I don't think they're enough for an Earthquake. I might just be wrong, honestly. But even if it was, it's a crunch, but I know that they're probably going to switch out, and I'm going to switch out immediately, go for this move. This is only like a Brutal Swing, Thunder Punch, or a Trailblaze, so I'm going to call it. It's a Trailblaze, double resisted, and now I'm throwing this Brave Bird, which might KO. I'm not too sure. It's Shadow on Shadow. It is Shadow on Shadow. It gets the KO, and now this Steelix, if it comes in, is going to get farmed down. But they come in with a Typhlosion, and I don't think we get to the move. No, we do get to the move, so they must have come in with the 1-turn lag. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. But we get this KO, and then in comes the Steelix. Now we can get to this move. We had so much energy, but not enough health, so that I think if they didn't get that 1-turn bring-in, this game would have been a little bit brutal. I probably could have gotten like a little bit creative if our switch timer was up in time. I wasn't paying attention. And hot swap into the Sandslash, get to that move, and then have enough undebuffed at that point HP on the Steelix to maybe get to a move for that Steelix, with the Ho-Oh to get the KO on the Steelix. But I don't know, again, the game just not behaving like it's supposed to. I didn't recognize it in time. That's my bad. For Ralligator on lead, this Pokemon is so bad for this team. I cannot believe I built a team that was this weak to Ho-Oh or to Feraligatr with how rampant it is running in this meta. But again, they don't know what I'm throwing, so they respect the Aerial Ace, and I'm gonna respect this damage because it would one-shot. I can actually live a Hydro Cannon decently comfortable with the. Oh, here's the catch of the Rage Fish. That is huge. And again, we gotta get some value out of this Ho-Oh because it does not want to see that Feraligatr. So making that catch, saving some energy on the Sneasler, incredible. I will take that for sure. But I don't want to have to go down another shield, so I'm just probably going to throw this move instantly, not let them get to a second Rage Fish, not get greedy, go for a full farm down. I'm going to fully undercharge this, but it still KOs, because I was thinking maybe I could just kind of let the Ho-Oh go down and come in with my 2 back my Pokemon, get a head start. But then they've got a Steelix, a Thunder Fang Steelix at that, in the back. So I know that this Shadow Sandslash is about to eat. Well, we get to the Scorching Sands, and now the opponent has to make a decision. What do they want to do? They don't give us a shield. Combo play into the Aerial Ace, force the opponent to make a decision. Do they give us the shield? Do they not? They do give us the shield. But now at this point, I don't even think I need to shield the Sneasler. I can just come in, farm all the way down with the Sandslash, and that is exactly what we're about to do. So we probably will have to give up a shield. No, right before they get to the move, we get the farm down, and now that's a Thunder Fang double resisted fast move into our ground type with Scorching Sands and a super effective fast move. I don't even know if we'll need to throw another move, but we get this Night Slash, and then bam, this is the final move for the battle. It's going to take out the Steelix. Incredible Pokemon to the backline for our backline, so I will take that. Sandslash was eating, which I appreciate because it was so expensive to build. I think I spent like over 450,000 Stardust on that Shadow Pokemon, but I will take it. It's a spiky boy. I love it. It's such a sick Pokemon. Most people run the the Galarian variant of it, a Alolan variant of it, but I like the Kanto version. It just looks so much meaner, and it's just like an actual mole. I don't know what a mole is doing made out of metal, but it is what it is. And then tricky lead again in this next matchup, but then I safe swap into an electric type, so I can come in, eat with this Kanto Sandslash, but it can learn Trailblaze, and let's see how much it does. And it does so much. So we're gonna throw this Scorching Sands. I think I overestimated how attack weighted the Kanto Sandslash is in a few different battles, but it doesn't seem like it appears in this battle here. The opponent is farming up a ton of energy here, so we get to another Scorching Sands, forcing them to give us either a shield or a ton of damage on that Pokemon. But then they get too scared, and then they throw. They should have just farmed us down. I don't know what this opponent's doing. And now that gives us a saving grace because we can come in, and they're not as energy loaded as they could have been. So now we can bait this Aerial Ace and see what the opponent wants to do. But they, again, swap into the Skeledirge. So there's been a lot of swaps into our lead with Incinerate users that we just haven't been able to prevent. But then now we're going to make a reverse catch, counter swap catch, and catching the Disarming Voice, no less, onto this Pokemon. And then now we should be able to go for a full farm down into this Pokemon if we just give up this shield and respect this Shadow Ball coming in, which we do. And then now, I don't know if the Greninja can play out of this. We've got the Sacred Fire. Technically a Brave Bird would KO, but I don't want to give them a chance to farm down, and it still KOs, so I will take that. I don't know how much energy the Greninja had at that point, but we had so much energy that was just kind of like an insurmountable lead for them. So they called the resisted damage, but it was still enough to KO. So I will take that. That's incredible. And then into the next battle here. These are now, I believe, set for set in order battles. I think we led with the highlights in this video, and then have two like chronological sets as our second like half of this video or whatever. But a Venusaur into our Sneasler. So again, good typing matchup for us, but just from a snap product standpoint, we don't have all that much bulk, so they can actually two-shot us with the Frenzy Plant. But we can also two-shot them with this Aerial Ace. Look at how much damage that is. That's crazy. And then we're probably going to respect this damage. Maybe not. No, definitely not going to do it. I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, look at that resisted damage coming in. And then they swap into this Excadrill, almost one-shot sniping our Sneasler. But we get this Night Slash off, baiting damage. And then they respect it. They give us a shield. I might shield back just to be cautious. I don't know what they have in back. And yeah, going to shield back. And then probably not even going to get to another Scorching Sands. But at this point, a Night Slash might be enough. So let's see how it plays out. They do give us another shield. And at this point now, I'm okay with letting this Sandslash go down and just paving the way for the Ho-Oh to sweep in the back. They cannot get to another charge move, especially when it's only one Incinerate to farm this Pokemon down. But it's a Tapu Fini in back. So I'm going to be careful, be mindful of the swap. But then I'm not mindful enough. They get the catch onto their Venusaur, but we might still be able to play out of this. Let's see what we want to do. Yep, we swap into the Sneasler, clear the debuff, not getting to another move. But they throw instantly, letting us sneak a whole Incinerate through, and that might have just saved us this game. Because now we can get a little bit more Incinerate damage off, and then throw this hard-hitting neutral Brave Bird nuke into this opponent with no shield. Have we chipped them enough? We have, and it gets the KO. So I don't know if them letting me sneak that entire Incinerate through gave us that win, but I will take that. That's actually a 5-0 set. That's incredible with this team. Okay, let's go. Free Machop. As always, I will take the free Pokemon. And then, what's our ELO going up to? 2165. So that is nice. And then into the final battle set of today's video. Let's see what we see. Oh, tricky lead to start off with. We've got the Ampharos. Again, like I've mentioned, this opponent great fast move damage for our team, or for our backline Sandslash, but the charge moves are a little bit tricky, and this one's actually running Thunder Punch. I was expecting them to have the Brutal Swing Trailblaze moveset, but this one had Thunder Punch, but we still get to this close combat, pull a shield, and then now I'm not as fearful of a Trailblaze, but let's see if they're running Thunder Punch Trailblaze. No, they're running Trailblaze Brutal Swing, so this is incredible for us. But again, I don't think that I want to tank too much damage, so I'm probably going to throw a move eventually. And I don't think I want to give up a shield either, so let's see how we play this out. Yeah, gonna throw this Night Slash, fishing for that boost maybe, and then just see what the opponent has in back. Let's see how we play out of this. We get the boost, that's incredible! And then in comes a Venusaur, so that's a little bit tricky for us, but let's see what the opponent does. Do they respect this damage? They do not! Oh my god, look at how much damage that did! That was like 80% right there, gone from the Venusaur. But now we've got this Drapion, and this opponent, or this Pokemon, really threatens our team with this, or especially our backline, with this really quick pacing to these Aqua Tails. I don't want to debuff myself, potentially risk a farm down from their Poison Sting, so I'm going to throw this Scorching Sands, or Sacred Fire. We get the debuff, which is huge. That might give our Sandslash a chance in the back to survive some Poison Stings, because believe it or not, even though it's double resisted, I did get farmed down by Poison Stings at one point, and then the opponent doesn't have any shields left. We get to the Brave Bird, take out that Drapion. So again, that boost coming in from that Sandslash was monumental. That Scorching Sands did so much neutral damage to that Venusaur. That was insane. Into the next battle, we've got Sneasler into Muck. This is interesting, but realistically, I resist any charge move that they throw into us. They're lagging a little bit. I don't know if it's like lag that they caught up to it. It looks like they're kind of catching up because the fast move damage is catching up to us, but I'm not too sure like what happened there. It might have just been like visual lag for a second. It is a CMP tie, but I'm not going to respect this. I don't care what they throw. We can resist it. And they bait us with an Acid Spray. So I will take that. Now, I'm probably going to throw another Aerial Ace, because at this point, this should be lethal damage, or at least threaten lethal damage. And the opponent will have to give us a shield. But it's not lethal damage. I should have just thrown the close combat. What am I doing? But now, I can just come in, farm down with my Ho-Oh. But they don't even throw the threatening move either. That's another Acid Spray. So we live that, and we get to throw this Aerial Ace and force the opponent to give us a shield or give us a switch. And they give us a switch. So let's see what they have in the back. And it's a Giratina. So again, like I said, we've got super effective coverage into this Pokemon. But this opponent has so much bulk that it really doesn't matter. It's still a good matchup for them. We can just threaten with some good chip damage here. So let's throw this Night Slash right before they get to the next Dragon Claw, and then see how the opponent wants to play out of this. They're probably going to shield this, which they do. We do not outpace to this next move, and then we're going to have to give up a shield here, I believe, and then see what the opponent has in back after throwing this next Night Slash. Let's see if they want to try and catch out of it. No, they don't want to catch out of it, so they're going to, again, either have to tank this Night Slash damage, which is, what, like 30% or so? Yeah, not really that good for a super effective move. But I believe I can live this and hopefully get to another Dragon or Night Slash. And we can, hanging on by a thread, getting to this third Night Slash in this matchup, forcing the opponent to make another decision. We come in, farm down with one Incinerate, and let's see what they have in the back. And it's a Charm Primarina. So a bit of a toxic team on the opponent's end, with the debuffing Pokemon, the super bulky Pokemon in back, and then a Charm user in back. But we were able to play out of it and come out on top. We can shield this Hydro Cannon, and now we've got a Brave Bird incoming soon into this Water Fairy Charm user that is going to completely take it out and take us another dub for this battle set. So, like I said, that Giratina, we technically have a good matchup into it with our Sandslash, but it's really not all that great. As you guys could see, if we went even shields 100%, they would have won that, I believe. But we were able to get that snipe with the Incinerate, and that gave us a huge head start. I don't believe it actually mattered, right? Because it was a Charm user in back, so I think we would have outpaced it anyways from a charge move perspective. Horrible lead for us. And it's confusion, even worse. That kind of breaks our whole team. I panic, immediately switch into our Ho-Oh, and it's a Guzzlord in back, which is also horrendous for us. This opponent seems to core break all of my Ultra League teams, so I've got to get some good coverage against this Pokemon. That, again, right, is not Charm, because I refuse to use Charm. And when we get that debuff with the Sacred Fire, so we can live this Brutal Swings and the subsequent Dragon Tails and get to another Brave Bird. So let's see if they let this go. And they do, and it takes them out. That's incredible. So we flip switch, and now I've got our Sandslash onto this Confusion Cresselia. So again, their fast move damage is worse. It does more damage into us, which is worse. But their pacing is also worse. So now this might actually be better for the Sandslash. We can get to these Night Slashes, threaten some super effective damage, and we can start to outpace them as they get their they get to their Grass Knots. But let's see, we've got to respect the damage because we need this Sandslash to stay alive if we're going to take care of this Cresselia. But then they swap out into this, what is this, a Pangoro? And then now it's just all up to Sneasler. Live this close combat, please. And we do! On like 1-2 HP, we live it. We get to this close combat, and that is incredible. We'll even get 2 more Shadow Claws off, chipping that Cresselia even just a little bit more. We get to this Night Slash. Again, throwing some sand attacks, getting some just tiny little chip damage, throwing some more sand attacks, getting to another Night Slash, and this is, I don't believe, not going to be effective, but we might be able to farm them down before they get to their move, and we do. Oh my god, so that's Sneasler holding on by a thread to pull that game out of the woodworks for us and let it be a dub. That was an insane lift from us. Pangoro, while it's not a Shadow Pokemon, is also incredibly attack weighted. So that was insane. I did not expect us to live that, even though it was resisted damage, but we did. And then now we've got this Sneasler into a great lead, and then they swap into this Sceptile. And since they swapped into it, I was kind of expecting them to have Aerial Ace, so I was a bit fearful of that. Went to go for a catch, but they throw a Breaking Swipe, which would have been neutral into our Pokemon, but that's not horrible. But now we can go for a full farm down, and our Ho-Oh also really threatens this Registeel that comes back in, so they can't bring it back in, but it's a Feraligatr in back. So again, this Pokemon threatens our entire team. So let's see how we want to play out of it. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They respect the Brave Bird. Can we get to another one? No, we cannot, and they get a full farm down, so that's a little bit brutal for us, but we've got a little bit of energy on our Pokemon, our Sneasler, and we've got 2 shields, so we're probably going to have to just burn them both here, and then in order to make sure that we can get to this close combat. But again, I didn't want to risk letting the Registeel outpace. I don't know how much energy they have left over, so I'm going to keep farming. And then now, we can throw this close combat, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to come in, get some sand attack damage onto this Registeel, and then maybe even live this move that's coming in, and get to a Scorching Sands. Oh my god, we lived that so comfortably. This Sandslash is about to go on a rampage. Okay, so we've got this Scorching Sands. It should KO, or at least come very close to KOing. Not a KO, but it puts him in a farm down range, and if we can get to this Scorching Sands, we might actually take out this Feraligatr with the Sandslash. We might not even need the Sneasler. Yeah, it gets him so low, and bam, there it is, the farm down with Sandslash. So even though we had almost 2 close combats banked on the Sneasler, we did not need them for either the Registeel or the Feraligatr. That is insane. I will take that. That brings us to the end of the battle sets. I don't know what that was. I think we had like a 5-0 and then like a 4-1 set, and then a couple highlight battles. That was a bit of a chaotic ordering of those videos. My apologies about that. But again, we've got a video marathon coming this week for our final week of the GoBattleLeague. So I hope you guys are excited. We've got some insane team comps coming your way. And without further ado, this has been YetinopeTV. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good night. Thank you very much. See ya.